What up?
When I'm blazed, I'm a sleepwalker. I'm a sleepwalker. I'm trapped in them haze. I'm lost in the days that I'm a past their way. In the night when I'm blazed, I'm a sleepwalker. I'm a sleepwalker. Yo, man. Where did shit go? Scared everybody out of here, man. Jake, you okay, man? Your eyes went all crazy in your head and shit. For real? Everybody dipped. Did I get up again? You're crazy, son. I get up again, man. Need to get that shit checked out or some shit. That's not normal, man. Going back to bed.
All right, playing another Jacob Tutu song. And then we'll get into this. Okay, let's play. What are we gonna play here? Okay, I don't think this is Jacob. I think it's a battler turn. All right, from Cortez, shout out. Cortez makes great music. I'm a big fan of his music, even more than the battles. Right, his music is very good. So we'll play a tune of that, featuring the one and only legend Method Man, and then we can get right into the talking there.
The study of Kung Fu fighting is ongoing. Don't ever hope to master all of them. So be careful. Thank you for your advice.
Brooklyn. Yo, 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 yo. Yeah. Yo, 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 yo. I got goons in your tenement. I got goons in your tenement. Yo, I got goons in your tenement. For that cabbage, let us sing. We kicking indoors for that cheddar, man. For that bread, keep toasting with cinnamon. I'm with the have-nots, groupies. These stroll by, I got the crack rock, boofies. Down Murder Ave with the stash box, hoopty. Just another product of that matchbox, Lucy's. Now you can see it through my eyes. Smoking with a boss, you can steam on a high-rise. Hotel by the shore, peak at the high tide. Breaking down the model bitch, geese with high line. Back to the hood though, streets keep calling you. Gave out credit, fiends is avoiding you. Looking at the game, these try to corner you. Well, I call shots like an audible. Toma, Henny and Corona, sours the aroma. Posted in the club, snuck it with the pork out. Raw than the cork out. Put you on a long stretcher. Right now you could call me Mr. Monteca. I'm all about doing business. Bring it to the block with the pots in the kitchen. Talk about the blocks for the pots for the whipping. About to fly south with a flock full of pigeons. Big difference, align short distance. Apply more business, supply the whole district. Now I'm styling by choice, smoking on the loud, got a right noise, talking like men, sounding like boys, diamonds, dancing in the ring like Floyd. Brooklyn, raised on them crooked blocks, St. Odds, crooked eye, all I seen crooked cops staring at the judge, afraid just to look at cops, ciphers by the phone shit, I can make the bookings hot. I just leaped another hurdle, I'm bringing you the classic, murder. I just leaped another hurdle. I'm bringing you the classic murder. Bring it to the block with the pots in the kitchen. Apply more business, supply the whole district. Down Murder Ave, raised on them crooked blocks.
You see your song ain't really down to map on it. Who mind weaker, the house or the house speaker? And where would Nas and Jay-Z be without ether? Which one you think want that repeat? I doubt either. How many people still won't see it? Cal neither. I might get blood on the white beater, but I don't need to beat up a diva, then call the brother a child beater. My brother's keeper, but stuntin', I'll be my brother's reaper. I call that heater mosquito, get baby mother Zika. Follow the leader, put some Aretha respect on it. This cold classic, so I'ma need y'all to step on it. You see your song ain't really on to meth on it. My next opponent gon' have a protect your neck moment. Core, man, this track is cold as below zero. Ideo mio, tell me amigo, si hace frio. But I ain't bilingual, just understand that Method Man is more of an anagram like live evil.
Could be dangerous. Yes, my lord. We saw them practicing with each other. Their kung fu is first class.
Here we go. 1, 2, 3, go.
Another Jacob.
If I can't talk verbally to you, my music can. Ooh, that's dope. all about your energy, what you put into the record. We're going to talk about some of my hits.
Yeah,
They're
that's
off the
Shallow
shoulders,
Pockets
3 instruments.
on the hook of this song.
Now I know a lot of people are gonna say that I'm calling someone out. This ain't a hate track. This is a fake track. I know there's a lot of hardcore dudes, real dudes, who put it down. This ain't a song dissing them. This is a song dissing the fake. Those are the guys I hate. Come on. I lived in maximum security with convicts, real shit where you can die over the TV. Your life is PG, action DVDs, blockbuster movies, plus gang documentaries. I really hustled on the block, car chases with cops till I got caught. So Father G got shot. You slang to friends on the weekend, you sell at the Legion. I've addicted whole regions, I've made it snow. Every season I'm the reason for the neighborhood watch. Cause if your neighbor sees the hood, watch how fast she calls the cops. And you can walk the streets with no problems. Jacob don't walk the streets so fair that the streets will cause some problems. I'm scared of dying, deciding if it's worth colliding with bullets flying when I'm the only one providing. That's why I don't respect your writing. Cause nothing you say is real. Motherfucker, stop lying.
I don't believe nothing that you say. No guns, no drugs in your safe. You're not a thug and you don't move weight. Listen, don't be you frontin', I know that you fake. I don't believe nothing that you say. No guns, no drugs in your safe. You're not a thug and you don't move weight. Listen, don't be you frontin', I know that you fake.
I don't listen when you speak, the truth is I don't associate with the weak. I'm ruthless, break the paddle, then I swim up the creek. Look at my life, be honest, are you scared to take a peek? I've been 10 deep, masked up, kicking doors, and at the same time have my door kicked in. You want more, I've been jumped off on my life against 5. Walk the streets covered in blood, I lived home, I almost died. So when you talk about getting high, hanging with crooks in the streets, Bible, you got no entries in the book. I got chapters and verses, Psalms, when Jacob was wrong, with scriptures of friends who are long, long gone, so don't think we on the same level. OG, respect is what I command, I face the devil. Jacob is faceless cause I'm seen what I'm heard. No image, paint your own picture with my words.
I don't believe nothing that you say. No guns, no drugs in your safe. You're not a thug and you don't move weight. Listen, don't be you frontin', I know that you fake. I don't believe nothing that you say. No guns, no drugs in your safe. You're not a thug and you don't move weight. Listen, don't be you frontin', I know that you fake.
See, I ain't calling no one out. I'm calling you all out, you fake. Rest in peace, Father G. Real. You glorify your half-stepping, but real G's, they don't rap on records. I ain't proud of how I live, I'm tormented from the past. I express what I've been through, so I never go back. My mind went to the trash, nervous system is shot. Emotions low conscious, I'm desensitized, I'm a rock. So you can have 30 men in your video shot. Cause if you got 30 men, you must be hot. Point the gun and show it off, masked up cause you're real. Drink Henny, puff trees to keep your fake street appeal. See, I'm not saying I'm the hardest cause I work for many above me who call shots and they control plenty. But I've worked, ran, hustle, moved, imported and bang. When you get handles from your sister, nana, moms and your dad. So when you hear Jacob, know my pain comes from the truth. Misplaced you through adulthood is what I channel in the booth.
I don't believe nothing that you say. No guns, no drugs in your safe. You're not a thug and you don't move weight. Listen, don't be you frontin', I know that you fake. I don't believe nothing that you say. No guns, no drugs in your safe. You're not a thug and you don't move weight. Listen, don't be you frontin', I know that you fake.
Jacob pass the 2 to the peep. See the boy Pee popping pistols, peep show. Dig, get it in.
They undercover trying to make us kill one another. Only wonder when the lonely world to pull me under. I lost my only brother and now I only suffer. When I fall into slumber, they calling my number. The product, the hustler, that buy by the customer. Right to you by shallow pockets and fuck with your hood. They've been watching since birth, if you wasn't sure. See me crawling from rocks or under the hood. Trying to summon the courage to start a reward. The image is blurred at the end of the world. Trying to keep tabs on us, I don't know why. That's why the mask on us, you only see my eyes. Totally honest, run through more trees and poke behind it. So breathe and speak with knowledge and equal dollars. Seem to be astonished, blood bleeding the carnage. Murder was my first degree without a seat in college.
You can purchase some binoculars and not see me. Surveillance eyes of the law won't be on TV. Spot my dirty hands dripping on some clean steel. CSI investigate, but not a witness will. I'm blind to knowing right from wrong, I like the way it feels. I know they watching me, but look too hard and get killed. The eye Medusa convert you to a mere statue. So just imagine when I'm rapping how my lyrics catch you. I'm only in it for the money, pussy, hoes, and weed. Fuck the fame and all your fortune, I can see you greed. Tinted glasses on my face, never see the hunger. Two sides of the mirror, I can see your other. So I reflect on my past ways incarcerated. So I can see through the week when I hit the pavement. 100 days and nights working on a gray shift. Built my repertoire, now the kid's amazing.
They can't see us through the smoke case clouded. That's why they want us in the court case outed. Satellites in the sky got us surrounded. I think they want us to die, don't doubt it.
They can't see us through the smoke haze clouded. That's why they want us in the court case outed. Satellites in the sky got us surrounded. I think they want us to die.
Come on, now, I seen them watching and planning and plotting, lurking. They watching, scheming and talking, cause Jacob buries the coffin. Cause if you're dreaming and hoping I'm leaving, you can keep scoping, believing you know you're staring because I'm awesome. So when you're creeping and looking, seeking the reason why Jacob can be surrounded by darkness and still blossom. Cause you ain't squeezing, you're teasing, so every season is pleasing to see them freezing the fan. Will make them play possum. Secret service surveillance without a purpose. Increased police pressure will make you nervous if you roll with burners. Need a task force to outsmart this horse. Can never catch me on the road. See, I built this course, don't fuck with middlemen. I go straight to the source. I spit bars twice, theory enforced. It's the dream state. Jacob enslaves minds. I'm the all-seeing eye on the CBS sign.
See me on the closed circuit television. They clock to me, now they know where the hell I'm living. Watching out everywhere I go, the poet's tripping. Oxyed out, oh fuck, I took the whole prescription. Above the clouds, they watch you with the scope vision. To hunt you down, they want the whole world in prison. I come around, don't talk cause I don't listen. Let me dumb it down for you little scrubs and pigeons. Camera focus on my hand when I choke this. Abandoned, hopeless, kill a man that was homeless. Blood still in my hands, I'm so soulless. Blood spills, I laugh at you jokers. Spyware watching us, the shit's cordless. Crosshairs line us up, they under orders. How come I become a martyr running with guns and mortars? Leave you motherfuckers underwater with your sons and daughters.
They can't see us through the smoke case clouded. That's why they want us in the court case outed. Satellites in the sky got us surrounded. I think they want us to die, don't doubt it.
Bust this. What? Motherfucker.
All right. All right, what up there, peoples? And it's Mr. Mumbles, King's Court, East 905. How y'all doing? All right. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, share the video on all of your social media, everything there. And make sure you leave any comments or anything that you feel that you want to say there. This is open forum there. I will be on this one. I will be talking mostly about battle rap and just that market in general. We will be having discussions on multiple things. I will be having guest hosts. I will be talking about wrestling. As everyone knows, that's something that I love. We will be talking about politics. Everybody knows I like to argue about that. Music, new music, what's right and wrong for the hip hop industry. I'm not going to be one of those old dudes complaining about new music in specifically, but we will be talking about industry things that are good and industry things that are bad. We'll be talking about religion and how that deals with law, just a whole bunch of topics there. It's that king shit, as you know, and I look at myself as a king, so the things that I'm just interested in, I'd like to assume that other people might be interested in as well. So that's what we choose to talk about there. All right. So the first thing that we are going to be discussing is has to do with the URL and a little story that has been coming out from one of the other bloggers there. So, certified shooters. Okay, so we're gonna watch a bit of that. He is a blogger and he won the Ultimate Madness media bracket where they got all the media people together and were trying to see who could come up with the best bracket of winning and losing in the Ultimate Madness. He had won. It was supposed to be a paid situation. And before we go, let's just see what he's talking about here. And hopefully everybody's able to hear him properly.
Man, I'm just wanted to come out on camera and say congratulations to Certified Shooter. He won the media bracket on the Ultimate Madness 2 championship. Like, you know what I'm saying? He picked all the right MCs to win. So he won the prize. You know what I mean? How much is the prize?
I don't know yet. We gotta holla at P.
Yo, we gonna holla at P. You know what I mean? But you know what I mean? He got a bag coming to him, definitely. So, you know what I mean? Shout out to Certified Shooter. You know what I mean? He definitely, foreseen, the outcome of the Ultimate Madness 2 championship. So, salute.
So that's Smack.
I'm going to explain this in a shorter period of time. I'm going to give y'all a rough draft of what this is going to look like. And whenever my editor is done, then guess what? You guys will get the whole full thing of what it was or whatever the case may be. I will give y'all guys that much. Now, I received 2 phone calls. It was like latest July, right? One of them was from Smack and the other one was from the URL. The one from Smack had hit me up, and this was around the time where Twiz and the URL was getting into it, and Twiz wasn't really coming back to them like that. This was around that time. Smack hit me up like, hey, Shooter, I need you to be here at the Ultimate Madness 2 each and every week to be my personal photographer, take pictures and everything. I'm going to compensate you for coming up here and for your work. I want to compensate you. I want to pay you for your work up there. I was like, okay, I'm appreciative of the opportunity, but Smack, I stay all the way in Florida. So he said, don't worry about that. I'm going to take care of all of that. You know, you're going to be compensated for all of that. I'm going to even work it out where URL flies you out to where we are and you just take pictures. And I compensate you for you taking your pictures and for you coming out there. But we're going to work it out. So, cool. So, I came there. I showed up every freaking week, right? Taking pictures and everything. And out of all the times that I've been there. Now, Ultimate Madness, I would say like that's like 4 weeks or a month or so or whatever. But you guys get the point. But anyway, this is how much I got paid from Smack.
Okay. That's his Cash App.
Now, Smack, I appreciate the opportunity, but that's not even enough for gas. And that's not even what you told me. You get what I'm saying? So, that's that. So, the second phone call was from the URL staff telling me about an Ultimate Madness media bracket. And they said, hey, shooter, these are the names that's going to be on there. So, when I saw the names, I was like, yo, that was dope. That's fire. But the thing that caught my attention was when they told me the winner will receive a $2,500 prize and a verified caffeine check. So I was like, that's fire.
Definite money.
You know, because me, I'm in the military, right? I'm getting ready to go overseas for 3 to 4 years. I just had my son, and I really want to be able to see him and be around him as much as possible. But we can't come up with an agreement on the days and stuff, right? But you know how this system is. You know, they're going to cater more to the mom, you know, to the woman. They're going to cater more to them. So me, I have to get a bag, win this, and drop towards a lawyer. So that was my whole plan all along. So I'm like, okay, cool. Let's get into that. So yeah, I joined the tournament. So cool. So who's my first opponent? They told me, hey, Dutch is your opponent. Not me. I wasn't motivated to take on Dutch. I was motivated to take on somebody like IBattle because, you know, that's somebody who I really respect, like far as media.
I have to say this part is so hilarious because he's actually talking like he's battling these dudes. Really, they're just putting their brackets up against each other on an actual battle tournament. But the way he's talking about analyzing and studying them, you think that he's actually writing battle raps, which is really funny.
So I wasn't really motivated enough to kill Dutch, but Dutch is a respectable trying to study because they called me on that Sunday and I had to turn in my pits that day, that same day, right? So I already knew who Dutch was going to pick because I got a good idea of who he is. Gems versus Votafly, and it was me versus Black Compass Media. Now,
okay.
Black Compass Media, I got a lot of respect for those guys. Salute to Tony, bro. I think the way he break down bars and the way he been judging up so far, he's been the best, hands down. He's the best judge out of everybody. And I like how he, you know, break down those bars. So salute to him. I got a lot of respect for Black Compass Media. So, you know, we basically face each other. So they submitted their pits. I submitted mine. Black Compass Media, they chose, I think it was Danny Myers and who was it? Bill Collector, yeah. So I chose Holmesy and none. So we tied. I didn't hear anything between that time. So when I finally got a phone call of who broke the tie, like who advances, it was that same week. It was the same week of Summer Madness, right? It was like a couple of days before Summer Madness. I spoiled your bracket. So, yeah. So it's me versus Gems. I mean, I predicted this matchup since the first week because he had the most correct. I had the most correct. So I already knew I was going to face Gems. Like, that's who I predicted this whole time. And I was like, yes. So I'm right there. I'm just that much closer to being where I need to be, where I can go out there and get the bag and put towards a lawyer to, you know, fight my custody case with, you know, my son, consider my son. So I didn't really have that much time. to break down or dissect gems. I didn't really have to. I mean, at first, Gems chose Holmesy, but where he fucked up at was when he went and switched it and chose Bill Collector. So
we're trying to get.
So I already seeing how this goes. So since I beat Black, I was like, yes, you guys did. You told me. So I received a phone call from the URL staff, and they was basically like, I hope you're not thinking that we're gonna give you 2,500. I was like, well, that's what you guys had told me. That was the winner was gonna get. He was like, well, we never told you amount. I was like, yes, you guys did. You told me that. So they said, no, we told you the minimum would be 500. We don't know. So at this freaking point, right? So I already seeing how this goes. So since I beat Black Compass Media, you know, I'm only going to receive a little portion of that 2,500 that they told me from the beginning. If you're not a compromised media or somebody that they rock with, then you're not going to receive much or anything, just like my case. If you was like somebody like Champion or Black Compass Media, they're going to give you the 2,500. So even with that being said, I was like, all right, 500 is the minimum of what you can get. But for that fan bracket, the winner get 2,500. It just don't make sense. So, all right, cool, fine, whatever. Focus on the mission. So let's win this tournament and get whatever they give so I can throw towards the lawyer. All right, cool, fine, bet. So I go there to the event, because remember, at this time I had to shoot every week for Smack, right? So I tried to get inside the building. They didn't let me in there when Holmesy and Bill was going on, and I felt like you should have had me there. So therefore, when Holmesy went, I went. So therefore, you can announce me at the same time you're announcing him. Of course, he goes first, but announce me too. You know, give me my flowers while it's streaming. I think that's the proper thing to do when you win in the tournament, right? Right. But it didn't happen like that. I had to stay outside. Holmesy won. I saw the staff come out of the building, and I asked the URL staff, like, hey, all right, cool. So when are you guys going to announce it? When are you going to put it on the social media announcing me as the winner, since I didn't get that proper, you know, like announcement? So, you know, and when I'm going to receive the winnings. So they said, hey, you know, shooter, let's get through the whole event. I'm going to talk to Caffeine. And after I talk to Caffeine, by the end of the day, I give you an answer. Cool. So the end of the day had came by. You know, Summer Madness is over with. I went up to the URL staff. I like, hey, have you heard anything? I was like, not yet. You know, we've been busy all this time. You showing up to the net? You showing up tomorrow to band, right? I was like, yeah, I'll show up tomorrow to band. He said, yeah, I'll talk to him then. Sunday, and I had your answer. All right, cool. I showed up that next day, and I came up to the URL staff. I was like, hey, did you hear anything? It was like, well, you know, we got a whole event to run today. You know, I'm going to be busy today. I'll talk to them Monday. So at this time, I understand, they give me the okie doke. They giving me the run around at this point. So I went up to Smack. And Smack, you know, he was like, I talked to him. I said, like, hey, you know, I want the media bracket. He was like, oh, word? And he confirmed with the URL staff, and the URL staff confirmed. They was like, yeah, he got almost every one of them right. He was like, well, you might know a little something about this culture. He was like, well, let's shoot it, you know, let's shoot the video. Send it over to me and let me know how much is the amount or whatever they decide to give you, because they saying that it was caffeine at that point. So I was like, all right. So they shot it.
Is who is running the show right now? Is it URL or Caffeine, or URL like who is running the show? You know, like I was thinking that Caffeine was giving URL the money and URL ran the show. but like too much seems to be having to go talk to caffeine. I don't like that.
And everything. But, you know, they shot it.
Yo, what's poppin'? It's your boy Smack, man.
That next day, they didn't release it. They didn't release that footage of what Smack announced me as the winner or whatever the case may be. He didn't do it. So they had to, like, they waited late, super late, until they put it on, like, you know, until they announced it or whatever. I think it was after the phone call Friday. But let's get back to it. So Monday comes.
You see all these are the texts.
You see the text message. Tuesday comes. Wednesday come. Still nothing. Thursday come. I just decided to write a sincere message to him, and I wrote a sincere message to the URL staff. And I think if you're trying to be in your child's life, I think any father can relate to this, especially if you serving in the military and you're going to be gone for a long period of time, and you want to be able to see your child whenever you can. So I think
it's very personal.
You know, any father would understand. I was hoping that, dang, well, you know, maybe he can understand, you know, if he's a father, maybe he can understand where I'm coming from. So he said, I'm gonna give you a call tomorrow. So at this point, I'm very upset. I wanted to just see my son. I wanted to reach out. I wanted to spend time with him, because at this point, I did this whole tournament for him, and I wanted to try to get something resolved. So, you know, it really hurt me as a father, you know, because I felt like, dang, I'm letting my son down. So I spent time with him, and that Friday, my day was just getting worse and worse and worse and worse. We go. So I'm like, all right, well, cool. Let's go to Busch Gardens. You know, let me spend time with him, make the most of it, right? But this whole COVID rule from Busch Gardens, you know, you know, we only accept a certain amount of people in. We match the capacity. And I'm there early in the morning. And I'm like, wow. So we didn't get in there. And, you know, that pride where you looking in your son's eyes and you see him, you know, the next thing, I was like, all right, the aquarium, cool. We ain't get in there. I'm like, dang, like, I must suck as a dad. Like, man, like,
you're in this, man.
I must got bad luck. So then we go to the beach. And when we went to the beach, he was happy, and that made my day. Like, that literally made my day. We went out, we, you know, played around, like, you know, I let him, you know, run out there. I ended up getting soaked. Like, it was dope, man. It was dope. I appreciate that. But then now it was time to go back to the hotel where I was staying at. And then I received a phone call from the URL while driving. He's crying. It's raining. It's pouring. It's nighttime. So they giving me a call and said, hey, look at the picture. I was like, I'm driving. I can't look at that picture. Like, I don't even know what it is. I'm trying to focus on the road. So he explains the picture to me that they sent, and you guys will see it. So he said, well, they said it was on the URL, but at this point, it's out of my hands because it goes all the way up from, you know, to Chico, Beasley, and Smack. I like, well, bring it up to Smack. You can't bring it up to Smack, you know, let them know that, hey, you know, caffeine not gonna do it, you know. And it was like, well, I can, but that's only gonna piss them off. That's only gonna make them mad. I was like, why? Because I won. Like, I never went through a tournament where, like, you making people mad for you asking for the prize that you won. Like, I never understood that. If you in a tournament, you know, you doing the funds joint where he have the check right there, and then the next day or even that day they give you the money. Like, I never went through nothing where it was like you had to chase the bag. Like, I won the tournament, I won all of that. Where's the verified caffeine check? Where is all of that at
That's
this
his
point,
caffeine
right?
page.
He said, just leave it alone and count it as a loss. And at this point, I'm really hurt. I'm not trying to show it in the car with my son in the car, but I'm hurt. I'm hurt. So I'm like, dang, okay, all right. So that's it. He's like, yeah, bro, I'm sorry, bro. Like, you know, might as well count as a loss, you know. I'm sorry. So I was like, what is the second picture about? He's like, look, that second picture was, you know, us not receiving the traveling expenses to get to where we had to go, and they still haven't even gave it to us. They haven't gave us the money for that. I was like, oh man. So at this point, man, I'm really hurt. I'm tight. So the next thing I did, I called Smack and Beasley. None of them answered my call. I even text them. Text Beasley and Smack. Beasley ain't never responded to me. Smack, you know, he addressed me like he waited a whole week or the like, you know what I mean, like 4 or 5 days or whatever. Y'all see the text message, but he waited all the way to then to reach back out to me. But it wasn't about what I was talking about. He was like, hey, send me the picture of this, that, like me real sick. Y'all see it. And at this point, I feel so disrespected right now because you ignored what I was asking you about. You ignored that. You definitely ignored it. So you didn't respond to what I was asking you about. I was asking you, like, if I'm your personal photographer and I'm coming to you about the situation, you know, you're supposed to look out for the person who's working with you. Not only that, you didn't compensate me for all the times that I've been up there, and you only compensated me one time, that $100 and stuff. So do right by me. Do right by me. I'm just asking you to get this right. But he asked me for a picture. Now, fans, I don't want y'all to think that, oh, Shula just being green or whatever the case may be. Man, listen. I don't even have that picture. I was fighting to get inside of the building. I didn't make that particular battle. But everything else, by the time I was there, like, you know, I was there for the Cuban battle, coffee battle. I walked outside for the Swave and Big Hand joint. I only there for like one round, and I walked out. So hold on, you know, if I had, you know, and I'm telling them about certain things because my emotions is in it. You know, I was under. I take pictures for Swamp. I do videos or whatever the case may be. You know, I done seen that. So that don't even sound right. I think more so the URL staff didn't want me around.
So watch, hear this. Hold on.
Know that for a fact. done seen that. So
he talks about at the
Swamp
Kings
get
and
a phone
Queens
call
event.
saying that nah, Smack don't want shooter around.
Yeah, the King.
Everybody get to bring in one person. You know, Swamp. I take pictures for Swamp. I do videos or whatever the case may be. You know, I'm Swamp plus one who gets inside that building, right? So, soon as we get there, I get a phone call. Well, not I, but you know, Swamp get a phone call saying that nah, Smack don't want shooter around and all this and extra, like he don't want him around, he don't want him around him, and all of this. And at this point, I don't know if it's Smack or is it the URL staff at this point, because I feel like I done seen Smack long enough. If Smack got a problem with you, he gonna call you over the phone or face you face to face and tell you what it is. I know that for a fact. I done seen where Smack was going off on Twerk. I done seen that. So that don't even sound right. I think more so the URL staff didn't want me around. And they fed Smack some bullshit,
So remember,
or whatever.
Smack hadn't paid for the work that
fine,
he did
whatever.
Smack already.
So they didn't want me around. They didn't want me around to support my dog. They didn't want me around at all. So we go there because you know I'm Swamp Ride at this point. So we go there to the event. Now they was really trying to figure out who the hell I was. They was really like, police is there now. Police is in front of the building. They guarding the parking spaces, and they trying to make.
So basically, they don't let him
by watching the caffeine app in the truck.
Proper.
Now look, I wasn't gonna get outside because without
they made him wait in the parking lot because he was swamped.
Now
we're not gonna.
What time is it?
Where is it?
I'm not the only one that didn't get paid.
Watch, here it is.
What about the fan bracket? What about that?
Fan bracket.
Here it goes. It's advertised. They ain't get paid. What about $1,000? Share the stream.
Mm-hmm.
What about that?
The sweepstakes. We've
they
never
ain't get
heard
paid.
who won those.
What about some of the people from Ultimate Madness 1 who didn't get their second half? What about that?
I want to know
what about that?
Rappers are willing to admit that they didn't get paid from URL.
What about that?
Like, what's going on?
What about Twitch?
Okay, so that is one of the first things that I did want to talk about that seems to be, and that's going to be going into a lot of different subjects. So, and this seems to be starting since the formation and partnership with Caffeine. So I don't really know exactly I don't know if it's exactly an issue with Caffeine funding of URL. I don't know if Caffeine has now, which a lot of people were worried about at the beginning, but were told no. Has Caffeine bought URL, taken over URL, and now Smack and these guys are basically glorified hosts? And they do the planning? Because think about it. Once URL first got into it, so Smack and Beasley had to get rid of Twiz and Avocado, which, according to Thing, wasn't their decision because Caffeine wanted to use their own production company. So at that point, there's one situation that Caffeine seems to override what's going on. And now it's affecting URL business and name, as these contests, I guess, are through caffeine, but caffeine does not seem to be paying any of these contests. I don't know if it's going to get spread wide enough, but if anybody can tweet or request, if anybody knows of any of the sweepstakes winners from any of these events that have happened recently, of anybody who's actually received the money, because after the event, they just start getting silent, um, or until the next event, and they started over again, but we never really know where that thing goes to. Like like URL is having these on caffeine for free. So caffeine's making its money somehow through the memberships of who signed up and all the different shows and everything that are on there. But it seems that there is a break somewhere in that command. Like I seen um, DME Detroit did an article, well, did a post, and he said something that totally made complete sense in how this should be getting run and everything. He was like, even if it is caffeine going around and not paying and doing whatever, if it's a $500 prize and caffeine screwing you around, you guys should have enough money in what you're doing that out of your pocket you got to pay that man just to, show that URL is good for their word. Because as of right now, we've got to question if URL is good on their word and what they will be willing to, um, you know, what they'd be willing to do, what they're willing to state, because it seems that nothing is solid when it comes to money being paid. And he did mention something about certain rappers not getting their second half, which I really hope is not true, and I do hope that is something that we are making sure is getting rectified, because you already have these rappers, these battles not on YouTube, which does affect the ability to branch out beyond anybody who doesn't have caffeine as a channel. Just a random fan is no longer able to find like these new people. So there's, like a Fonz or an Easy the Block Captain and stuff. So there's a lot of stuff that goes on the URL app and on the caffeine app that the regular people might not be seeing and might not be realizing is going on. And because of that, like, it's hard to grasp on. And then to think that there are people that you rather not properly paying, that is actually that is actually a little bit hurtful. And like, it was on a comment situation with something with Just Gyms, and in the comment section, me and uh somebody was talking, and I put up the question on has Smack or has URL become the cultural vultures of the battle rap world? And I know a lot of people are going to be very much against that because of just the history of what URL has done and who they represent in the industry. But at the same time, you've got to realize like these guys have blocked what would be classic battles from our visual, and not because they wanted to, oh, those should be URL battles and they wanted to keep them where they belong. No, they just blocked them because they didn't want another channel to do something successful, which, as I said, I found like pretty cheap. I found kind of disgusting in there for me to see you doing that, especially to another black owned business. Like you're like, you're doing that to another black man. Like you don't absolutely need to be in beef and within competition there in everything that gets done, depending on how you guys, what kind of arrangements, but you're like really trying to block, somebody's success. Like it goes to the point, like, think about it like this. You're not paying this man for the pictures that he took of you. You're not paying any of the contest winners to win that have won the contest. You're supposedly not paying battle rappers all of their money, but you've had enough money to pay I know Hollow the Dawn and Mook, and I think Surf mentioned he got a payment of, you've been paying people a lot of money, 10, 20,000 more money. You've been paying battlers, top tier battlers, more money than you've been paying middle and low tier battles to not battle on RBE, to just not battle, and you're giving them big checks. But then you can't be like that and then have owing prize money and stuff like that, and that doesn't really make sense to me on where your priorities are and what your plan is for the culture. Like, I can see what your plan is for your personal business and your personal small platform, but I don't get paid by you, so I don't care about your platform. I am entertained and I am involved and I'm a member of the culture. So what I do is I will speak here on things that enhance and protect the culture. So, like, right now, like, somebody needs to start being in a position that they can question what's going on at URL. Who is the top dog now? Is it them? Do they have to answer to caffeine for everything? Because everything seems to be on through caffeine. And like, is that really the best? Because we all know that when the corporations, every time that corporations have gotten involved in battle rap, it has not been successful, and it's not really been through for our benefit. Like, they're here for the quick grab. They're not here for the preservation of anything. Whatever gets the dollar bigger is what they were concerned with. They're not concerned with what's best for any actual battler. Um, so on to that, I just really want to know, like URL, somebody needs to announce who, like, the the sweepstakes, the fan bracket. These things need to be announced because you're promising pay to certain people to do stuff, and as far as I can see, you're not coming through. And that can only get done so many times before people just have to ignore you and lock you out. Okay, so as we were talking, if caffeine's running it, that I want to bring into my next subject onto issues. Um, so you see that URL is basically doing everything through caffeine. And if you've been following the Grand Prix tournament with King of the Dot, they have been doing a thing where the battle is live streamed through Twitch. And if you miss that battle live streamed through Twitch, you've basically missed the battle, which, because people have lives, people have things to do, and you're not actually at the event to schedule your whole day. It does happen that sometimes people do miss the event or miss a part of the battle that they want to do and would love to see it again. But as of right now, they haven't mentioned exactly how it's going to be getting done. Okay, let me. So it is a question. I did want to inquire on from people is with the caffeine and the Twitch app, and just even like VOD, like not even VODs, because VODs you can watch them at any time there, but just any type of live streaming. If you know, I've seen people do events straight to Facebook on live streaming, and my question is, do you think that this is good or bad for battle rap? Is this a positive where it's leading? Is this a negative where it's leading? What do you think are some of the positives for that? And like, what would you think would be some of the main like negatives for that there? Like, I can say one of my main negatives for the caffeine is that I did not. There is a lot of like the caffeine and the URL app. There's a lot of rappers that I didn't get to see the hype. I didn't get to see because I wasn't for a long time, because it wasn't until like maybe a month ago that I was on the URL app and stuff like that. So I wasn't. So when everybody going crazy over B Dot and Shilla and this and that and all of these rooftop things and all of this stuff, people need to realize is that there's a whole group of us who are like not in that realm and not feeling that same thing because they're not watching the URL. Like, it's not reaching YouTube. There's still like, if people remember, like, there's still a good portion of battle rap fan that is still YouTube based. So you know. Um so the thing about it is that when you when you are not getting to YouTube and stuff like that, there's a lot of people that don't really look at as if you exist. They're like, "Where have you been? You haven't, you don't have this many YouTube views. I don't see you on that." They look, you're not in the same position, and a lot of you guys are really, I would say, weak when it comes to promoting what they're doing, and because everybody wants to be, I'm so real, I don't really like, there's nothing that I can take more. If you're a battle rapper and right now you're saying, yo, I don't really do the internet thing online too much, I don't Twitter, then you're, this is the, if you want to look at this as a possible job, being on social media is part of the job. If you're not on Twitter as a battle rapper, half of you doesn't exist. Like, it's it's past that point where, like like I will say this: if you want to be a battle rapper, there's a few things that you should have. Have your passport, because yo, Arsenal, Diz, Math, Cortez, certain people, Thesaurus, the smart ones will tell you you can battle around the world off of being famous, off of URL or whatever, and just using this battle rap for all the opportunity that can come with. One of those opportunities is being able to travel and broaden your horizon, see the world. Like, I know, like, put it this way: if I was any of you like top tier rappers, there's a battle league in Africa that has been paying people to come. I would not miss that opportunity to go battle in Africa. Like, if I won't do it because my name's not big enough that they're not going to pay me to go to Africa. But like a Sue Surf, a Tay Rock, like and like Shotgun Sugar, any of you big name dudes and whatever, you have a chance to go to Africa and somebody else pay for it. And you get to, you make it, you do the right contract and stuff, bring your family along, like the adventures, the life experiences, the connections that you can make. You go overseas, make the connection with those radio people, get your single bumping through Germany, and like put it this way, like I had a friend, me and him did a project a few years ago, like 2012 time, and just through the internet of connections and whatever, like we had a song that would like literally on rotation in Germany and stuff. Like, most of the songs not English except for his verse, but we had like, you can, and if we were going to do that serious, we would have used that opportunity to actually go to Germany. Like, you battle rappers, like, you have the opportunity for a much more fulfilling life. Like, you guys need to be pushing that. But back to, like, if you look at who's not on YouTube but who's on the app, like, there's not been a lot of Chilla on YouTube being as good as he is. So there's going to be a lot of like King in the Dot, a lot of other fans who are not really going to be noticing what's going on there. So they're not going to, your rating is going to be different. when you go to other leagues and try to get booked with other leagues, it's going to be different because your YouTube power is not going to be what it is because none of your battles are going on YouTube. Like with the King of the Dot thing with Twitch, you know, I like the whole thing of being able to see it live and watching it. But here's my thing, like, if I wake up a little bit and I've missed a round, like, I would think King of the Dot 1 needs to have a replay show. So either, 12 o'clock, a thing, whatever, especially if you don't want people to start looking for the bootlegs, you need to have a replay show because you need to have another time that I can see these battles and enjoy these battles. And because they don't drop anything afterwards, I'm really hoping that the battles are going to eventually get put onto YouTube to their page eventually, like when the tournament's done and the tournament's done and the winner's announced or whatever, then release the battles as individual battles on YouTube so they know who won, but the regular people can still get to enjoy the battles because, like, this event has produced, like, some great, like, just edited, put on YouTube, blah, 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 blah. Even if you take out the judge's decision so people don't cry, it's going to produce some great battles. So I think that, like, honestly, I like what can get done with the streaming and what's it not. However, I also do have to worry about um the whole of, for the battler's perspective, what's better for the battler is 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 having those, like, caffeine and things be the best thing for you because, like, in the long run, a lot battle rap in general is still YouTube powered. Like, we have the top two that have shown that it can go other, and I know IBattle, shout out to IBattle, they have their own app as well. Make sure you go check out the app. IBattle have amazing battles. It's it's very it's one of the best leagues out there. But is everybody trying their own thing off of YouTube and starving out YouTube? Is that best for the battler? I don't think so. And is it best for the fan? No, because I remember, like, finding battles again and getting back into battle because I've always been in there, but getting back into battles like early 2000 whatever, just searching online, and I found jump off stuff from England, and then that's how, from their street battles to thing with that's how I got back into these battles, was just finding stuff on YouTube. If these battles are no longer on YouTube, I'm not going to there's not going to be a new fan, a new 14-year-old that just happens to find some of these great things. That's why I do respect our ARP, RBE Entertainment. They're still releasing their battles, still dropping them constant content that's literally, like, been nothing less than great. Like, the 40 cal chubby jag or just jag or whatever, neither one of them is amazing. I don't think either one of them is like the best in the world, but I think both of them did produce a pretty good battle. Hold on a second there. There we go. Okay, so let me know what you think about the caffeine and the Twitch and how that will affect battle rap and what you think should be done as the best thing for battle rap. I've always wondered if there was like a way, like if somebody had the money, if there was a way to like put them like, I would love to like have the money to just buy the rights to a certain to all like especially all the main ones, but to a lot of the leagues and be like, okay, I'll buy the rights for it for the first 2 weeks or for this amount of time for every battle that you released and had all of them on one platform, a battle rap app or a battle rap streaming service, Rapflix or something, where it would all stream. You'd have your King of the Dot section, your RBE, your URL, your Verbal Warzone, your Queen of the Ring, and stuff like that, all onto one platform there. And I think that would be a very interesting endeavor. Me and a few others, I know me and Ms. Black Pearl, shout out, talked about doing certain stuff like that. I've always just felt that, especially with the leagues competing, that it might cost a little bit too much. They would probably be wanting to overcharge, but so let's see here. So we did talk about that. Other thing I wanted to talk about, shout out to Math Hoffa, shout out to Misfit Knowledge, everybody at My Expert Opinion. They had the last episodes up in Michigan, so they had one in Detroit and one in Flint there, which I think were some of the best episodes that they've had, just based on the fact that, hold on, they had one of the, yeah, and it was just one of the best episodes that they've had. And I guess there was a few type of things that I've wanted to discuss based off of some of the watching of that battle there. The first one was, you know what? Shout out to Mac Myron. Everybody go follow Mac Myron on everything for standing up for battle rap when they were talking about the industry people coming in and what they're doing. And Mac was the only one really talking about, he'll kill whoever and thing like that. And everybody else was like, I don't know about Jadakiss. I don't know. It ain't talking about you going on a track with Jadakiss and can he, what's it called? Can he say, can you deliver on a track with Jadakiss? A battle rap, 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes at the most, 3 rounds. You're going to tell me that you're going to let some industry some industry dude who has not done battle rap, other than freestyle with its friend, who's not really sat there and been doing this for 5, 10 years. You're gonna you're gonna let him come in. You're gonna let him come in and just kill. It's why, like, Cassidy was not able. Cassidy shouldn't have been able to beat this. This was a letdown for the whole community, and I gotta give props to the flipping goods and whatever for showing that. No, like, you've gotta show them what is this. Like, this is what you do. This is what you like. What you do and what you have. It's not. There's no hooks. There's no worrying about who's got good um good beats and good thing and how to sell. No, like, this is battle rap. So, like, Mac Myron, he was standing up, he was like, yeah, like that, and I had to respect, and I totally had to respect for him for doing that, and I totally wish everybody else was on that same. I was hoping that everybody else should have been on that same tip, and I really wish everybody was more confident into the battle rap shit, exactly of what we can do, but that was one thing that I really wanted to talk about, because, like, it's why I don't think that what's it called, Lady Luck is going to have a chance with Official. I don't care that Lady Luck can rap really well. I love Lady Luck's raps, but this is battle rap, and in battle rap, this is what Miss Hustle. Miss Hustle is not an average battle rapper. She's not just an okay, like, she's one of them. She's one of the best to do it. So I think, believing that Lady Lux is, when he's sitting on the shelf watching, doing tracks and stuff like that, and freestyles and whatever, and watching for all these years since the official battle, to believe that she's going to come in and take out one of the top chicks is disrespectful to the art form. I just, I can't believe that. So I have to really give respect to, like, Mac Myron on standing up on that there. It was really good. What I really loved about the show was a lot of the history aspect, and they don't, because Detroit, doesn't get enough respect. Like, I got mad love for Michigan and stuff like that. That's my second. That's my battle home. That's my battle home. Shout out to the Alpha League. Like, if real niggas say Alpha. Like, I was supposed to battle for TDH and Flint and stuff, but it didn't work out. But you know what? When I get back into battling, things will work out. So, Michigan, I've always, well, not always, but for a few years now and stuff like that, even from when Fivefold, some of the Bar Wars cats came down to bat. Like, so I've known about Michigan for a good many years, and it's been a hidden gem. Like, in the King of the Dot tournament, people are just finding out about times. Like, I seen um, at the My Expert Opinion, they had Michael Ice, who was at the King of the Dot event, and I've been, and I tell people Michael Ice has been killing. They had my boy Biggs, Mr. That Was Dark. Can't wait to see your battle drop. I seen clips of it. Dollar was doing some stuff. I can't wait to see the whole battle. Definitely will promote it on my page, son. Good to see you. Want to see more? All right. Him and Mr. Words, one of the best 2-2 teams out there. Yo, y'all need to start giving them some looks on that shit, they'd be killing people, you know? So I liked a lot of the history of things on how things were working on that show. And one of the other issues that they did bring up on that show that I've seen a lot of bloggers and everybody mentioning and getting in their panties in a bunch and all this stuff was the whole DME saying my nigga on a song how many years ago and blah blah blah. Like, really, people? Like, really? I'm sorry. I have to believe that the people who cry over those type of things, you know, saying the people that do cry on those type of things have to be people that have not faced any like real like adverse like I've like real adversary like I'm from like born in Ajax and stuff like that. Like I faced like real fucking racism, like skinhead that wanted to flip and bust our heads and had to make sure that like I'm from a town where like at certain times you weren't supposed to be across certain bridges and in certain areas if you weren't the right people. And like the Heritage Front, which was basically a Canadian version of the KKK and stuff like that, had a headquarters in Ajax. I like we've had race wars, we've had things like I've dealt with real mother flipping issues. So when a white rapper wants to sound cool and says nigga in my niggas in a song, like, and you guys get yourself all worked up over this shit, I'm like, I fully believe, I'm like, oh my gosh, the other person that's been around so many black people that you've never actually had to face any real racism. Like, when you face real racism, where none of them could get hurt over it, none of them could get arrested, police taking you to the lake and whooping your like when you face real fucking issues, dudes trying to look cool in a rap song ain't affecting you the same way. Like, I don't know. I don't know DME Detroit from nowhere. I've started to watch a couple of his lives and stuff, and some of his episodes. I agree with some of the stuff he says. I disagree with some of the stuff he says, and it is what it is on it. He's never came at me disrespectful. I've never come at him disrespectful. He's never presented him in any of the videos where I'd be like, yo, that's racist and that's whatever. And if he did, it's still a black line. At that point, block him out of the culture and somebody fucking in Detroit beat him up, whatever, or do something. But I've seen how many articles, like, I know how many articles on this dude about a record how many years ago, and really like, and no one's gonna do nothing about it. The same way nothing really happened to Prophet. No one's gonna do nothing about it other than complain about trying to bully him into super apologizing and making himself sound lesser or doing whatever. It is what it is. Like, he's if people want to cancel him and do whatever, you can. But in all honesty, canceling canceling him is means that you have a lot of, and I think too much time on your hands. and you don't have any real issue in life, so this is kind of easy for you. Like, I know No Mercy and him, the Trap New York, they have their little weirdo beef and like do it whole blogs, hour longs about each other and stuff like that. So I know there's bias in how that is presented, but in general, like, he was a white guy rapping in Detroit, said my nigga. Like, he didn't say it in a way that was trying to be offensive. He didn't say it in a way that he was trying to put himself above people. He didn't do none of that shit. He was bigging up his niggas and stuff like that. So if people really are going to get all their panties in a bunch and all upset over that, like, then your life is probably pretty ease on any type of struggle or thing. The other thing I wanted to talk about, we got to get like Mac Myron. You need to get a page where you're just doing flipping impersonations of different people in the flipping battle rap world. Like, your shit was in flipping incredible. Like, that's a little promo. Other than the doing your battle recaps and doing little, you seem like a character. Like, I think that would be some good one, like once a month or whatever, so that you don't run out of them. Sit there and do an interview or do something, whatever, where you're doing your impersonations and shit. That stuff is funny and stuff, but yeah, but I gotta big up Math on the last two shows were really flipping good. Like, but yeah, I had to go over that because I really liked some of the stuff talked about on the on that show, and it did inspire me to say a few things. So that's why I wanted to put it in part of that. Okay, I'm just gonna go through because I remember there was a few stuff on the show that kind of inspired me, and I wanted to know if we talked about it. So the live is going to be done soon there. Afterwards, you can go, check out Get Your Bars Up Media. They got a live going on now, and I like their shit, the stuff they do there. So I big them up there. Building your business online takes effort, and when it's ready for the world to see, let me know, write to me, and let me know if you guys would be interested in DatKingShh or that Queen's shirts or hats or hoodies. Let me see.
Of course, two individuals like gonna rub off on each other. Battle, bro. On that shit. John, out of all of us, we all in the same Cleveland round class. But John, out of all of us, was the only one on Twitter going at people every day. Like, popping off and calling out this battle rapper. It's part of the game. You gotta be able to promote.
See what I was talking about?
And it's like you're relying on the league to do it. And
hear what they're talking about. Some real shit here.
What was we saying, bro? Like, it's so hard for a battle rapper to get popping now, bro.
I was saying,
what you gonna do right now if you a new battle rapper?
I was saying that shit. I'm like, when I came in the game, the formula that we did was just get on a big league, have a good battle, and people would start booking you.
Right.
And you'll get other matches. But now I'm like, how do a new battler really get on? Like, what do you do if you're a new battler? Because it's so many leagues.
It's kind of the same formula, though.
Yeah, it is.
How?
It's so many leagues, bro. We didn't have that many. We didn't have that many leagues.
Well, URL, how URL going on right now? Like, how a nigga gonna get on Smack right now?
So this is my expert opinion. Ill Will is like the popping dude amongst y'all, right?
Yup.
Well, in my opinion, his problem is we only hear from him in battles. We don't get blogs. We don't. You got to do all that shit, bro.
Right.
Like niggas think it was like, okay, not to take nothing away from him. Sue Surf in his prime, fire. But if you looked at the type of hours he put in on Twitter, cultivating his there's a nigga in there's a nigga in Nebraska who don't like you.
You know what I'm saying?
He don't like you. Hey, he's gonna talk shit. He don't never leave his house, my nigga. He's in the house all day eating donuts, my nigga. Like he hit Uber Eats for donuts, bro, and he's gonna talk shit to you all day long, bro. That's what it is. You gotta deal with that. Like, get weird,
It's like, yo, bro.
Thug to do flipping.
Why haven't I seen you since the tournament?
Man, I was scheduled for Av in like September. You know what I'm saying? My little brother got killed, so they pushed it back for me and shit.
You know what? I don't want to hear that one again, but RIP to Fonz's little brother. That was a very sad story of him getting killed and whatever. And big up to Av for still wanting to do that battle. But okay, so what I'm going to be doing soon is I'm going to be a couple of different series that I'm going to be dropping for this on my blog. One is going to be Now This Is Battle Rap, where I'm just going to be highlighting some of my favorite battles and what I enjoy seeing in battle rap and what I like about them.
Yo,
wins and losses though.
Nice, bro.
The other one is going to be...
I tell you, he one of the nicest niggas in Michigan. Both them two, all three of them niggas, bro. No bullshit, bro.
Me and his battle was the first battle.
Let's get this more views, where it's going to be a battle that great.
All three of y'all.
But
so why? So like let me clarify something. Why wouldn't y'all become a team?
Give it a push as well.
Used to.
You know, I want to think of some contests, other cool.
But y'all all rep this region. And after hearing two of y'all
there,
I can say I get the style.
Different.
Why wouldn't y'all be a team?
As I said,
but why be a team when we like?
Let's stop bullshitting, bro.
No.
Let's keep it 1,000. Let's keep it 1,000.
Okay, look, people.
Let's keep it 1,000. These battle rap teams
will be here through some of
still sharp as steel.
True indeed.
But at the same time, sometimes it's like 3-4 welders.
We might actually
what did I just tell you? I just told you. Now you battling niggas and you battling 5 of them or 4 of them.
And so,
right.
Shout out to Matt, but yeah, that was a very good episode. So make sure you go check out Math Offer TV. Check out, Friday Night Fights and stuff like that. Who knows? You might see me up in there one day. We'll see what we're gonna do on that. So let me see. What else I wanted to talk about was the sexuality in the sexuality in battle rap there, because we know a battle rapper, Yoshi G, who I'm a big fan of, just dropped her battle with Bill Collector just dropped, and it did make quite an impression, because in the third, she did grab his area, and his wife was there, and she was not too happy about that. And the other one was she did do a third round, And in the third round, she actually goes down on her knees as if to what's it called? Pretend to give him, head. But she doesn't do. But she actually raps from her knees. So a lot of people are taking offense to it and getting really mad at it and stuff like that, which is a little bit silly, I find. And I'm really feeling that with a lot of the comments, it's a lot of people who might have just been, I don't know if it's jealous or they weren't really listening to a lot of what was said when that position was there and things like that. So if you go on what you called Facebook, there's been a lot of discussion here on that. So let's check out some of this here. Here you have Yoshiji. What's the difference between a woman rapping about shooting, stabbing, and this is what I think is, you know, and a myriad of other creative forms of murder, and a woman rapping about her sexual desires. How is Susie the serial killer more of a woman than Superhead Susie? Which is exactly my part. One of the things about it is Yoshi G is more believable and relatable to all of them because let's think, even if it is true, which it rarely is, like we're not really like most people are not really trying to hear about. I'm not even trying to hear about the guy killers, so I'm definitely not trying to hear about the girl killers. But so she rapping about sex things like she's a woman, she's obviously she has kids, she had sex. It's a lot more believable, it's more real, it's honest and stuff like that. So I think she'd been getting a little bit of like unnecessary, unwarranted backlash that I'm not even really sure of exactly what people's issue is on there. And it's really kind of ridiculous. Some of the comments have been about how she's putting female battle rap behind and this and that, and all of the issues that that are going in and why it makes it harder for female battle rap, and they're trying to put that on Yoshi and stuff, and I'm like, nah, like what makes it hard for female battle rap harder than flipping what Yoshi rap about is you've got flipping you've got females that are getting bars written for them by other, that are not writing their own stuff. You've got females that are going in there and are choking a whole lot. You've got females who are just horrible and putting on a fake persona and stuff like that. So it's not going to be really hitting. But like Yoshi, she's original, she's a character, she is who she is, and like let's not like I do have to I think I'm gonna have to let's not forget like she's got a pen, and people got to not doubt that shit. Like I don't like people can hate and do whatever, but Yoshi's fire and like as I said, like she's her own person. She's her thing. Like she's not gonna sound like the watered down version of just a battle rap guy there and stuff. She's much more than that. So I do have to give her respect, and I do have to give her respect on all of that what she does. But like, yeah, I think we might need to hear a little bit of her third on here because that's when she went down on her knees, and I, as I said, I do believe that people really need to listen to some of the things and the wordplay and the metaphors and the messages that she's trying to, display and not just jump out the flipping window on what they can catch on first glance. But okay, let me see if I can. Okay, hear you. Let's see a third round.
I said this is the biggest battle of my career. And still you rate low in the battle nation. I bet you throw remote control at the TV whenever Wildin' Out is playing. But you made it.
Still on TV?
But you made it. I said, but you made it.
I still got a job.
You're not overlooked no more, but you still oversaturated. Been watching, waiting. Joining Gate to the Garden was probably your smartest decision, because you're not even top 5 in your state. Not even honorable mention.
Sure.
In the gardens, because I went and removed the gates out, air drums, get emergency rooms in place, metro boom, CeeLo face, but my ice pick, it's a cold banger. I'ma put something cool in Dre. We both had to fight in our careers. To me, that's insane. Look how little I am. I could have easily got knocked out. What I'm saying, the bounce back from a L is simply the best part of the game. And from the bottom of where you shot John, nigga, I felt your pain. The Lord gave us the gift to rap type, which leaves us not rap type. You try to be funny, right, to make up for your social awkwardness? I could be off a bit. Who the fuck am I to judge? I'm a nasty, sloppy bitch. Yo, she can't keep her tongue in her mouth. Yep, I got a lick. You look like you would fuck me once, then move your work in, and hide every few months for my Section 8 inspection.
The way she uses stereotypes and shit. Like, come on, man. Like, yo.
Drink all my kids' juices, eat all the good chips and snacks, and that's it because you will. That's ill intentions, you frail bitch. Tall, toxic, skinny piece of shit. I know your type. You probably got hella dick. Although I tried to stay focused, but I'm a freak bitch, and if anybody can handle a BC, it's a petite bitch. Look, I want you to know I'm someone you can vent to. You cool with me, Bill? I want you to know that I'm someone you can vent to. You cool with me, Bill? I say, this ain't that softcore HBO Cinemax loving. The penetration and nudity's real. You was a diamond in the rough. All it took was some diamonds in the cut. And that's how you choose to be still? All right, go ahead, get your gas on. Water dripping, because you too wiggy, Bill. I should do this round on my knees.
Now she goes on her knees. And now here's what she says.
I should do this round on my knees. Because I feel like that's how us women should be addressing you kings. I love men of your caliber. I don't even feel, I say I love men of your caliber. I don't even feel right saying these things. Most women think being submissive is a sign of weakness. But for me, I feel total control. Because if you took your dick out right now, I could snatch a piece of your soul. Ladies.
She's talking about power. Like, you gotta listen to what she's talking. She's talking about women's power in using that. She ain't saying, like, come on, man. You gotta listen, man. So, because if you know, she is a submissive, and she does speak about the relations between men and women and shit, and how traditional roles and shit.
Because the trials and tribulations that my life bring. But yo, shit, goddamn, baby girl, I pray to God for teaching you all the right things. Let them know that this shit is just entertainment. Yo, shut the fuck up.
All right, so we're not gonna listen to the end of that, but like, here's you're women, like like, it's like when Biggie was with Lil' Kim said, "Yo, men ain't gonna want to hear all of that stuff." Like, you guys are women. You're different than men, so in general, there should be a. If I'm watching a Queen of the Ring event, and I'm watching a URL Smack event, I think that there should be differences in the aesthetics. I think that there needs to be like difference in like the fashion. Like, I don't want to see a bunch of women dressed just like the men were. And you guys have different lives. There should be, like, you guys are mothers. You guys are daughters. You've had to worry about different they have you have had different experiences than men have ever had. So at that point, your raps need to be expressing of your experiences. But I find too many of these women you're not being who you are. You're being who you think battle rap is telling you to be. So a lot of you are guns so big and you push that. And it'd be one thing if you're part of that and it's whatever, but if that's not who you are and that's not what you live, stop that shit. It's like, I hate it with like the King of the Dot, the West Coast, like the non-street rappers and stuff. Like, I hate every Sharon gun bar. Hate them. Like, every Sharon gun bar loses points for me. I hate Thor's gun. I hate all of the only actual one that I don't actually hate some of his hard talking from is Caustic, and I don't know why. I mean, like Big K, I don't know, but most like I don't want but like if until in up till 2012 you never were doing gun bars, I don't want to start hearing you do gun bars and stuff like that at this point because it became cool and shit like that. I don't like that stuff. Like then that's what makes everyone start sounding the same and everybody following the formula and PG stepping. We like you need to be having your own formulas, your own things. Your raps need to be representing your life and your beliefs and just what you stand for and stuff. Like you're not gonna hear me do like dissing a specific people's kids because I got kids, so I'm not dissing nobody else's kids because like in all honesty, nobody better diss my kids because that's an issue. So I don't really do the personal family stuff because don't diss my family because the wrong time I might have family members in the audience and they didn't sign no non punch you in your face waiver. Like I've I've been performing for 20 years and yes, there's been a there's been a time that someone's had there's been a time that somebody's had to get punched out at for acting the wrong way and not by me because I'm a professional. I wouldn't do that. But not everybody around me is a professional. So like I don't do those type of scenarios because that's not who I am. Like I feel that everybody does need to start being more of who they actually are instead of these pre-made images of what is needed in battle rap. And that will be improvements of battle rap there. So okay, so we've went over a whole bunch of different information. We talked about the benefits and the negatives of caffeine and Twitch and the drama with DME, all fake drama with fake racism and shit like that, and the flipping smack in URL not paying. That honestly is interesting as well. With they already have the issue of the um the being sued with Robin Rhymed and the protection of certain battlers cheating and stuff like that. There seems to be a lot going on in how URL is being run, which I'm hoping that it does. I'm hoping that working with CAF not messing up their business sense and messing up how their business relationships. Because as I said, corporates coming into our culture is not really good, and I understand everybody likes to defend the business side of it, but some of us are here some of us are here to defend the actual culture of it, which is what I believe I would do. Like as a fan, as a blogger, podcaster, whatever, as a battler, whatever role I play in this, I will always be on the side of what is best for the culture. Okay, so I'm always going to do what is best, what I feel is best for the culture. That is where my heart of that is where my mind is at, and that's what I feel. Like as I said, I'm a hip hopper, I'm a backpacker, all of those corny thing people want to say is corny. I'm that stereotype. I'm a keep it real. So it's as I said, like I got into battling just because I wasn't gonna start battling again, but somebody challenged me. They're like, "Oh, you think you're so good? Let's battle." The MC in me was like, "Okay, then." The MC in me was like, "Okay, well, I have to battle." Like, that's just I wasn't planning on it, but that's what we do. So um, when I do see things that are not for the culture, I do usually have to speak up on them, and that's going to be a lot of the ranges that you will see me discussing here. Is just on different ways on protecting the culture. All right, so we're gonna be heading out. Make sure you follow me on Twitter at KingsCourtENT. Make sure you follow me on Instagram at Mumbles905. Okay. You can definitely, if you do enjoy any of these, and if you just want to be supportive of the movement there, you can definitely follow me. You can definitely support and give donations there through PayPal. Okay, so that would be there. Okay, so it would be paypal.me/kingscourt905, and it will definitely be a great help and a great appreciation on anything that you would choose to do for us there. All right, so this is DatKingShh with Mr. Mumbles, East 905, United Front, we in the building. Coming straight out of Toronto. Y'all have yourself a great day and blessings and nothing but love.